One that I wanted to flag to you was ServiceNow. So they had an earnings call too, and their CFO said 50% of new revenue is non-seat based.
Okay, what does non-seat based mean? I feel like it's just like all the other stuff over here.
I don't think they made that super clear.
Could be professional services, Kyle.
With the reaction, I think they wanted people to take away is that it was on consumption and AI consumption. Although as a company that is involved in automation, a lot of automation workflows were already based on like API calls or tasks or other metrics. And so some of that communication was marketing oriented, but I think the message is like, we're not a seat-based company either.
Yeah, it feels like a dirty word if you say you're a SaaS seat-based company now. Everyone's trying to get that ick off them.
Yeah, it is the ick. It is actually do you have any icks where it's like if someone starts doing this, you're like, I'm out.
People eating on calls.
Oh yeah.
I'm having a Zoom meeting with you and you start eating your lunch. Like, it really bugs me. Ben, put that oatmeal down. Do you?
Oh man. Another one for me is when you are meeting in person and someone is like uncomfortably close to you. Like, why are you 6 inches from my face? I absolutely hate that.
Is that the same thing as a close talker? Or you mean like just at the table, they're very
Yeah, the
close
close
to?
talker. Like, if you can feel their spit on your face from them talking, that is, I'm like, I am done with this conversation.
And back to SAP.
So SAP, which is not known for like forward-thinking advanced pricing models, they recently announced that they are moving away from their traditional per user and subscription-based pricing model. Apparently, in an interview with Bloomberg, their CEO said they're going to begin charging based on AI consumption. They're also going to be deploying forward deployed engineering teams to help build AI apps directly with customers. They're a little bit late to the game on this, but fascinating to see even SAP, which is a very slow moving company, put a stake in the ground about heading in this direction.
Dude, I was today years old when I found out there's a website called ERP Today.
I would have thought that was your homepage.
Yeah, I don't even have Google or ChatGPT. It just opens the ERP Today every time I log in.
SAP also has this kind of concept of a credit system. They call them SAP's AI units pricing framework. They're just not calling them credits or token, they're AI units.
And they call it out. The transition introduces new challenges for customers, particularly around predictability and cost control.
Yeah, no shit. Oh man, that is what we're all gonna face. But there's some interesting trends too. So let's get into the next one. Adobe. So they're actually not just all on this credit or token model. They announced that they are going to adopt an outcome-based pricing model for Adobe CX Enterprise. Their positioning seems to be they are only going to be charging for AI agents when they work.
And is this for the Adobe Creative Suite? Is that mainly what it's aimed at?
So this is not the Creative Suite. It is their customer experience suite specifically.
Okay. Well, then that makes sense if it's comparable to a Zendesk or Intercom, right? Because I have more of a, I don't know. I get confused by outcome-based pricing when it's design-oriented.
Totally. It's customer experience. I think that, outcome-based pricing has become much more the norm. We talked about HubSpot recently moving to a per resolution pricing model, undercutting Intercom's Fin product by half. And so this is a model that's a little bit more common now in customer support. But in Adobe's case, the reporting I've seen on it seems to be that they're looking at a range of types of business outcomes. So it's not just resolving a customer support interaction, but there might be things like completing an ad campaign or a conversion uplift, like other kinds of events that are a little bit more marketing oriented. So it is like, I think that it is a step forward in kind of broadening this outcome based pricing beyond customer support. But I'm not a user of Adobe CX Enterprise, so I can't speak to all the specifics about what they're charging for.
I think it's cool because now it's broadening, like you said, the outcome scenarios to stuff that's in the sales and marketing department. Whereas before, it was kind of sequestered in my mind just to customer support.
Exactly. We are seeing it slowly expand. And it reminds me so when HubSpot made the announcement about undercutting Intercom's pricing, they also announced pricing for their Breeze agent, which is around lead prospecting. And I think it's charging $1 per recommended lead. So starting to see that outcome-based pricing in a marketing and sales context, which does make a lot of sense. Like if you're a marketer, you already pay or like used to a certain price per lead for your advertising. And so paying for that for technology product, there's some like a familiarity with that kind of approach.
That was going to be my analog. I mean, every marketer already is doing a price per lead. Like if you're plowing money into Meta, what are you looking at every day? Oh, it cost me $9 for that lead. That is essentially outcome-based pricing. It's just kind of the other way around.
Exactly. So you're used to like, you want transparency on the outcomes. You want to be able to make sure the outcomes actually like flow through to your business. It's not just saying like we're paying per click, but it's like those clicks translate into pipeline or deals. You want to be able to set a budget so that you don't go over a certain amount. But like if you have those criteria in place, a lot of people are pretty comfortable on this kind of flexible outcome based model. And I'd say like that's honestly probably part of why Meta and Google have been able to build so successful businesses is that they really changed ad pricing from like you pay for an ad slot in a newspaper or like pay for a billboard and hope someone sees it to you're only spending money if it's working for your business.
Next one, you have Canva on this list. I did not expect that.
I do have Canva on the list. So what is interesting with Canva is that they're trying to bring AI to, I think, often a much more small business or solopreneur business environment where people might not want to pay on credits or like this complex AI pricing kind of gets challenging. And so one thing that I noticed Canva launched was what they call an AI pass. And so it's this idea that you can add the AI pass to a Canva Pro or business plan, and you get 40x more AI power than Canva Pro and 20x more than Canva Business. And it's a monthly add-on. So it's kind of positioned as like, I guess, a Claude Max or something, but like getting that within your Canva account.
I agree. Like if it's me using this for my small business, I'm probably not going to want to pay outcome-based pricing. I just want to pay a higher subscription tier. And within that, just let me know when I hit it. But if you're trying to tell me it's this much for this action, like that's way too much math, I think, for someone who's running a small business or working for themselves.
Yeah, you don't really want to deal with all the credit math. I think if you're a Canva, you're probably doing some math and say, hey, like for if a user hits the max amount of usage, you maybe lose a little bit of money or maybe you break even on them. But a lot of people will add the AI pass. They want the extra power when they need it, but they're not using it all the time. And so it's like peace of mind, there's predictability, and then the portfolio of customers will sort of net out positive from a margin perspective.
And I think it's very smart of them to notice that a lot of their power users are using it in sprints that are project based. So you would add this pass for the week that you're using and get charged for that month, but not all 12 months are you going to be like getting ready for a big dinner where you have to do the place cards or invites or something. You're going to be oscillating back and forth between high work periods where you may need it, and maybe you can just downgrade in others to the basic subscription.
Yeah, we'll see how that pans out for them. It's trying to, I think, add a little bit more predictability and control to AI pricing, but it's also, it's got some downsides associated with it. I mean, it's not super flexible. People could just upgrade 1 month at a time, then downgrade, so might have high churn. And they still got to convince people that Canva is the destination to, get AI as opposed to all these other products out there.
Ali and the team at Tabs are building something that directly addresses one of the biggest headaches I see finance teams deal with today. Pulling data from your ERP, your CRM, your FP&A tools, and your usage systems and actually making it all work together. If you're running usage-based pricing or complex contracts, you already know how this usually plays out. Contracts live in one system, usage data lives somewhere else, billing happens in another tool. RevRec gets layered on top at month end, and finance ends up just reconciling everything by hand to close the books. This is exactly the problem Tabs was built to solve. Tabs is an AI-native revenue platform built for controllers and CFOs. It brings together data from your ERP, CRM, and real product usage into a single system of record. From there, it automates billing, collections, and revenue recognition without finance having to duct tape workflows together every month. If usage-based revenue is core to your business, this is the future of how billing and RevRec get done. Go check them out at tabs.com/run. That's tabs.com/run.